हेलो फ्रेंड्स, टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न इनहेरिटेंस एंड मेथड ओवरराइडिंग। आज का लर्निंग वीडियो स्टार्ट करने से पहले, इनहेरिटेंस के बारे में बताने से पहले मैं आपसे एक सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहूँगा। आप लोग सभी कोई कमेंट करके बता सकते हैं। इनहेरिटेंस एक इंग्लिश वर्ड है, राइट? इनहेरिटेंस का मतलब सबको पता होगा। इनहेरिटेंस का मतलब होता है विरासत, ठीक है? कि आपको अपने विरासत से क्या मिला है। मैं ऑलवेज बोलता हूँ, जावा में जो भी टर्मिनोलॉजी यूज की जाती है उसको आप रियल लाइफ से कनेक्ट अवश्य कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? सो इनहेरिटेंस इनहेरिटेंस इन रियल लाइफ क्या है कि विरासत, जो भी आपके फादर, ग्रैंडफादर या जो भी आपके पूर्वज द्वारा जो भी संपत्ति अर्जित की गई है, you can use directly that property, right? By default, whenever you are born in that family, you can say all the property of that family belongs to you, right? So inheritance क्या हुआ कि जो आपको जो जब आपने जन्म लिया तो जो भी फैमिली का है वो आपका भी हो गया, राइट? इसके लिए आपको कुछ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ी। सो जावा में भी उसका यूज होता है। कैसे? जावा में क्या होता है कि जब भी आप अगर कोई क्लास बनाते हो, जो भी उसकी प्रॉपर्टीज होती है, जो भी उसके मेथड्स होते हैं, आप उसको एक्सटेंड कर सकते हो टू चाइल्ड क्लास, ठीक है? तो इसी के बारे में आज हम लोग पढ़ेंगे कि व्हाट इज इनहेरिटेंस एंड हाउ वी कैन इम्प्लीमेंट इनहेरिटेंस इन जावा प्रोग्रामिंग एंड व्हाट इज मेथड ओवरराइडिंग ऑल्सो, ठीक है? So as I said, Java is inspired from real life. So terminology is given based on the real life only. Okay. So inheritance is the main principle of OOPS concept. ठीक है? अगर आपसे कोई पूछता है what are the main principles of OOPS concept, तो like polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation, you can also say about the inheritance. ठीक है? So inheritance is one of the main principle of OOPS concept. ठीक है? सो दिस इज द मेन कंसेप्ट ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग। फाइन। इनहेरिटेंस में क्या होता है, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि आपके रियल लाइफ में जो भी आपके फादर, ग्रैंडफादर और जो भी आपके एंसेस्टर्स के द्वारा जो भी संपत्ति अर्जित की गई आपको मिल जाती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड, यू आर गेटिंग दैट फ्रॉम विरासत, ठीक है? उसके लिए आपको कुछ करना नहीं पड़ता, बस आपको जन्म लेना उस फैमिली में, राइट? सो नाउ हियर इन जावा व्हाट इज डन, like inherit the property from the parent class. Parent class means whatever the class that you are going to inherit, so that is the parent class, and the class that you are means from there you are inheriting, that is called the child class, ठीक है? So there are some terminology that I will cover later also in the later slide, but inheritance क्या है? inherit the property from the parent class, ठीक है? इंटरव्यू में सब क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं, व्हाट इज इनहेरिटेंस? सो यू कैन डायरेक्टली से टू द इंटरव्यूअर दैट इनहेरिटेंस मीन्स टू इनहेरिट द प्रॉपर्टी फ्रॉम पेरेंट क्लास इन सिंगल लाइन, ठीक है? टू इनहेरिट द प्रॉपर्टी फ्रॉम पेरेंट क्लास, ठीक है? सो इनहेरिटेंस क्या हो गया कि जो भी हम लोग पेरेंट क्लास में प्रॉपर्टीज डिफाइन किए हुए हैं, जो भी फील्ड्स, जो भी मेथड्स डिफाइन किए हुए हैं, उसका हम डायरेक्टली यूज कर सकते हैं फ्रॉम द चाइल्ड क्लास, ठीक है? ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास इज द सुपर क्लास इन जावा। हम अगर कोई पेरेंट क्लास कोई भी क्लास बनाते हैं एंड इफ़ यू आर एक्सटेंडिंग एनी क्लास फ्रॉम दैट आवर क्रिएटेड क्लास, देन द क्लास फ्रॉम देयर वी आर गोइंग टू एक्सटेंड इज कॉल्ड चाइल्ड क्लास, एंड जो भी जिस क्लास को भी एक्सटेंड कर रहे हैं दैट इज कॉल्ड पेरेंट क्लास, ठीक है? बट लेट सपोज इफ यू हैव क्रिएटेड एनी क्लास एंड यू हैव नॉट एक्सटेंडेड एनीथिंग, ठीक है? यू हैव नॉट एक्सटेंडेड एनी क्लास, दैट मीन्स योर क्लास इज नॉट अ चाइल्ड क्लास? नो, रॉन्ग. योर क्लास इज स्टिल चाइल्ड क्लास बिकॉज ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास इज द सुपर क्लास. बाय डिफॉल्ट Java provides this feature that every class that you are going to create will inherit the object class, ठीक है? That's why if you see in object class there are some methods that is given like equals or hash code method, for example, that is being overridden or that you can use in any class, ठीक है? वो सब क्या होता है ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास का। अगर आप मल्टी थ्रेडिंग पढ़ोगे तो वहाँ भी आपको क्या होता है, वेट मेथड होता है, नोटिफाई और ऑल दीज मेथड्स आर फ्रॉम द ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास ओनली, ठीक है? सो जितने भी क्लास आप क्रिएट करते हो जावा में, ऑल क्लास विल बी एक्सटेंडिंग दिस ऑब्जेक्ट क्लास, ठीक है? सो मैंने यहाँ पे एक एग्जांपल भी बनाया हुआ है, मैं आपको टोटली ये सब प्रोग्राम रन करके क्लिप्स में बताऊंगा एंड हाउ विल एक्सप्लेन ऑल द लाइक हाउ इनहेरिटिंग वर्क्स, ठीक है। और क्या क्या इसमें आप रूल्स फॉलो कर सकते हो वो सारे चीज़ मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, बट फॉर नाउ मैं आपको बता दूं इसमें मैंने यहाँ पे क्लास बनाया हुआ है, दैट इज लेट्स से क्लास XYZ, ओके। सो दिस इज द पेरेंट क्लास, इफ आई एम सेइंग अबाउट द पेरेंट, so this is a parent class, okay। Now why this is parent? Because ABC class is extending XYZ, otherwise this is a simple class, ठीक है। XYZ is a simple class, but since I am extending from the ABC class to XYZ, so that means ABC is child class and XYZ is the parent class, okay। To understand the inheritance we have to know this terminology, द चाइल्ड क्लास एंड द पेरेंट क्लास और द सुपर क्लास, ठीक है। सो क्या क्या होता है, अगर आपने कोई भी मेथड्स कोई भी फील्ड्स डिक्लेयर किया है, डिफिनीशन दिया है इन क्लास XYZ एंड यू आर एक्सटेंडिंग फ्रॉम द ABC, then all the methods and fields will be available to use in ABC, like whatever is earned by your father you are eligible to use that one, right, by default. So here also all the properties can be used by ABC, okay। And also one advantage is that you can create your own method also, because a son can create own property also, right। it's not like that कि हमको विरासत से मिला है तो मैं उसी में जिंदा रहूँगा खाऊंगा पीऊँगा, राइट। सो क्या हो सकता है कि आप इनहेरिट तो कर ही रहे हो एंड यू कैन डिफाइन योर ओन मेथड एंड फील्ड्स ऑल्सो, ठीक है। सो व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस? इनहेरिटेंस की ज़रूरत क्यों पड़ी? देखिए सिंपल सी बात है, मैं हमेशा कंपेयर करूँगा रियल लाइफ से। मैं बोल रहा हूँ कोड रीयूजेबिलिटी, ठीक है। आप इंटरव्यूअर को सीधा ये सब जो भी मैं पॉइंट लिखा हूँ मैं इसलिए लिख रहा हूँ कि आप इसको डायरेक्ट इंटरव्यूअर को एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो बाय मेमोराइजिंग ऑल द पॉइंट्स, ठीक है। मैं पॉइंट्स हर एक पॉइंट्स को एक्सप्लेन करूँगा वन बाई वन। सी कोड रीयूजेबिलिटी, मैं यहाँ पर बोल रहा हूँ कि कोड रीयूजेबिलिटी इज वन ऑफ द रीजन दैट्स वाई इनहेरिटेंस इज नीडेड, ठीक है। रियल लाइफ में क्या होता है कि अगर कोई संपत्ति है फ्रॉम योर एंसेस्टर्स, तो आप क्या है कि उस संपत्ति का यूज़ नहीं करते, उसको लावारिस घोषित कर दो, ठीक है। उस संपत्ति का तो कोई यूज़ नहीं हो सका ना। बट अगर उसको आप रीयूज करो, तो अगर आपका एक घर बना हुआ आपको मिल जाता है तो क्या आप उस घर में नहीं रहोगे? आपका घर ऑलरेडी बाय योर पेरेंट्स आपको मिलता है, राइट। तो यहाँ भी क्या होता है कि कोड रीयूजेबिलिटी में क्या हुआ कि पेरेंट क्लास में अगर मान लीजिए कि अगर मैं एक क्लास क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ एंड दैट क्लास मेथड्स, लेट्स से वन मेथड इज रिक्वायर्ड अमॉन्ग 10 क्लासेज, so what you have options, either you can create the methods in all the 10 classes, or you can create one class that there you can define that that methods, and every 10 those 10 classes can extend your parent class, and then you can use directly the methods defined in the parent class. So this provides the features of reusability. So inheritance gives that one, right? Now the method overriding. What is a method overriding? See, method overriding is one of the main features or the main use because of the inheritance. See what happens. Overriding means whatever is defined in the parent class, that you are going to override and you will give your own definitions. Like let's say there is one method defined in the parent class, okay. Let's say the display name, just simple example I am giving you. In parent class you have defined one method called display name, and since you are extending, so from child class you are extending the parent class, right? So from the child class, in child class you can create one display name method with the same signature, okay. With the same signatures you can define the same method. So what will happen here, you are going to give your own definition in that display name method, okay. So it's not like that if one method has been created with the name display name, you cannot define the same method in your child class, So the likewise the same thing happens in real life also, right? And abstraction. In abstraction what happens? I had explained that what is the use of abstractions and why, how we can achieve abstraction, right? So in abstraction what we do, we create a class with abstract keyword, right? We give the method declaration there, right, with the abstract keyword. And in the child class we give the definition or we give the implementations of those abstract methods, right? So again, here child class means the class that is going to extend the parent class, right? So the child class will be extending the abstract class. So again, all these, is about inheritance only, right? A class is going to extend one class is going to extend another class. So the class that is extending is called child class, and the class that will be extended is called the parent class. ठीक है? So abstraction में भी हम वही चीज यूज करते हैं, right? So that's why I've written in the terminology also, like what are the main terminology that we are using. All the time I am saying superclass, parent class, subclass, child class, right? Either you can say superclass, you can say parent class, or called subclass, or called child class, right? So these are the basically terminology that I will be using throughout this video. Okay. See, here I have created one example of inheritance. How? See, this is a class called employee. Okay. So employee, I have just given one fields in this employee class, okay, called salary. Okay. You can inherit, obviously I'm inheriting this employee class, so I will be accessing this salary, okay, from the every subclass, like from the engineer subclass, from the doctor subclass. Okay. I can override also, I can create the same variable, okay, I can create the same variable in the child class also. Okay. So but I am not doing that because my requirement is that create an employee class, give that salary, and the salary will be the same to engineer and doctor. Okay. So I am creating one company, okay, and the salary is fixed, only the benefits will differ. Okay. So employee class salary is 50,000, engineer have the benefits 10,000 rupees, and the doctors have benefit 20,000 rupees. So benefits is varying, but the salary is fixed. Okay. Now in the I have given this one main method class. So in this main method I have created object of engineer class, I have created object of doctors class. So here I have printed engineer salary equal to e1 dot salary, benefits equal to e1 dot benefits, doctors doctor salary and the benefits. So what will be the output of this program? Okay. So this way you can use the inheritance. I will show you by running by doing will do code this program in Eclipse, and will show you the output. So here I am creating one class called employee inheritance example. Okay. So I'm going to create this as a main method. Now I will be copying this class 2 times. We'll give the class name engineer. Another class doctors. Let's give only doctor. Extends employee benefits as 20,000. Engineer extends employee benefits is 10,000. Now I am going to create object of engineer class and doctor class. Engineer e1 equal to new engineer sysout engineers salary equal to e1 dot salary and benefits equal to e1 dot benefits. Okay, now I'm going to copy this line and we'll paste over here and we'll replace engineer to doctor. Doctor salary equal to d1 dot salary and d1 dot get benefits. Okay, so here you can see that I have created one class employee inheritance example, and in the same I have defined this, you can create separate class also for this employee, for engineer and for doctor, not an issue, but here I have given in this same. So employee class, engineer class extending employee. Okay, so engineer will have the engineer can access this salary. Doctor is also extending employee, so doctor can also extend salary, because engineer and doctor is the child of the employee class. Okay, so that's why I have given only the benefits and differences in the benefits, but the salary is same. Okay, so now let's run this program just to see the output. See, engineer salary 50, benefits 10, doctor salary 50k and benefits is 20k, right? So what is done here? I have created employee class, engineer class, doctor class. Employee class is a super class, engineer and doctor class is a child class. Okay, and I have created one class that contains the main method, and in the inside main method I have created object of engineer class and called the e1.salary. Since engineer is the child class of the employee class, so engineer can access the property of employee class and salary is 50,000. Got it? And benefits I have not defined in the employee class, since benefits can vary employee to employee. Okay, so e1 dot benefits is defined for engineer like 10,000. Okay, same for the doctors. Doctors can your doctor is the child class of the employee class. Doctor can get the salary from the employee class, and the benefits is different, so can get the benefits from the doctor class. Okay, so this way you can use the inheritance. Okay, what if anything you have to define common among all the subclasses, and that you can define in the super class or in the parent class. Okay, so I hope now it's clear the concept of inheritance, right? We will see another example also, but one by one. Okay, so here you can see the type of inheritance. Okay, as we learned that inheritance is like just to inherit the property, but now the thing is that the concept is type of inheritance. What is the type of inheritance? There are multiple types, like single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, multiple inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. We will understand all these inheritance one by one, but you can remember these points. If interviewer will ask to you like what is inheritance, then you can what is mention the type of inheritance, then directly you can say all these types, like single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical, multiple, and hybrid inheritance. So let's understand one by one. See, types of inheritance. Single inheritance, from the diagram you can see that, like say A is the child class and B A is the super class and B is the child class. Okay, so B is extending, B is getting the property, B is extending only the A. Okay, so B is the child class and A is the super class or the parent class. B is the child class and A is the parent class. Here you can see that engineer extends employee. So this is, if I will explain this only, so this is the single level. Okay, so let's understand with the different example. See, I have created one animal class. Okay, animal class have defined the animal name, one private property. See, again with the access modifiers, here you have to understand I have defined the private. So as I had told in a video of access modifiers, that if you are defining anything as private in your class, then that will not be accessible outside the class, either you are inheriting or whatever. Here it is like private string animal name. So here I have defined this field as a private. So this, you cannot directly access this animal name, but as an alternate I have given that you can access this animal name through this get method, public string get animal name. Okay, so here I have created one constructor. So this is called constructor. I will explain the constructors in another video, but for now just you can understand that use of constructor is to initialize. Okay, so initialize the variable that we have defined. So here this is the animal class have one property and this is the constructor. In this constructor we are initializing the animal name. Okay, whenever we will be creating object of animal class, at that time we will pass the animal name. Okay, so this dot animal name equal to whatever the animal name I will be passing, so that name will be defined, and that name we can get from the get animal name method. Okay, and have defined one method called display behavior. Okay, so display behavior is defined over here. Okay, get animal name plus behavior. Now I have created one more class called cat. Cat extends animal. Okay, this cat class contains one main method also, public static void main. Okay, since one more points you have to remember or understand, that since in animal class, okay, in animal class we have defined one one constructor, right? Parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor means with one parameter, right? Means if you are creating any constructor with parameter, then that is called parameterized constructor. If you are creating any constructor without parameterized, then that is no parameterized constructor, no argument constructor. Okay, and if you are not defining constructor at all, then there will be a default constructor put by default by Java. Okay, in class. So the thing is that since I have defined over here one parameterized constructor, then since I am extending in the cat class is extending animal class, so I must have to define this that parameterized constructor over here for the cat class also. If I will not define, then it will throw compile time error. You can see that. Okay, why? Because since I am not defining the parameterized constructor, that means there will be a by default constructor or default constructor, right? Default constructor is equivalent to no argument constructor, means no parameterized constructor. Okay, and from every constructor it calls there will be a super super will be written by default. Okay, how? Let me see. I have written super. Okay, super is the way, super is the keyword to call the parent constructor. Okay, so from super I am passing this animal name. If I will not write now, then also by default it will call. Okay, I am not writing here, right? But by default it is calling. Why? Means it is calling, right? But which? Without any argument it will be calling. Okay, like this. Okay, if I am not defining anything and defining this, there will be the same error, right? But since in animal class there is no default constructor, since I have defined the parameterized, so there will be, no default constructor now. Okay, that means I will have to explicitly define no parameterized constructor in this class to remove this error if I have to write like this only. Okay, but this is not, our requirement right now, so I can remove this and can give this one. So just understand in one line the constructor that you are defining in the parent class that must satisfy in your child class also, because that will be called from your, constructor using the super keyword. Okay, fine. In the main method I have created one object called cat equal to new cat, right? Here I am passing the cat, animal name is the cat. Okay, so cat will come over here, string animal name equal to cat, and from the get method we can get that animal name is cat. Okay, name of animal is cat, and the display behavior I have passed makes sound meow, right? So display behavior, here I have defined also the same thing, display behavior. This is override. Okay, so now you can understand the concept of override. Means the thing, the method that is defined in the parent class, you can define the same thing in your child class also with the same signature. Okay, so this is called method overriding. There are some rules. Okay, with the return type I can show you, I will tell you that one. Okay, so display behavior, here I have defined in cat class overriding method. If I will not define this one, then it will call the parent class behavior method. Okay, but since I have overridden, then it will call this display behavior. I will show you all the things. Let me remove this one for now. See here, just think like that. So here you can see that cat is extending animal, means there is one parent class that is animal, one child class cat that is, child class cat. So this is single level inheritance, single level. Okay, let me run this program. Name of animal is cat, cat makes sound meow. Okay, but now let me override this one. Now what will happen? Just to show you the difference, here I have written now system in cat class overriding method. Okay, now let's see the output of this class. Name of animal is cat, in cat class overriding method cat makes sound meow. Okay, so the thing is that since I am extending the animal class in cat, so I can override the method that is defined in the animal. I can override the properties that is defined in animal in cat class. Okay, now I will tell you one more thing. Since we are covering single level inheritance, then all things we can cover in this one. Okay, see, I am overriding this display behavior and the type is given public. Okay, in access modifiers that I had told you that if I am giving anything as public, that will be accessible from anywhere. Okay, so in cat class I can. Now let me change the type. Let me make it protected. Since the visibility of animal display behavior in animal class is public, so this is broader one, right? And I am giving over here protected, so we cannot do this. Okay, see, it will change the method visibility to public. Either I will have to change the visibility of this overridden method, or will I have to change the visibility of the animal class display behavior method to protected. That means we cannot change the return type, we cannot change the access modifiers from public to in overridden method anyone. Okay, means from broader to narrower we cannot do that one. Okay, but reverse we can do. Okay, like let me define over here the public. Now it is fine, right? There will be no error. But in parent class, let me define it protected. Okay, protected access modifiers works like it will be visible in the same package and in different package also, but in the subclass only. Okay, but right now we are in the same package com.inheritance, and there is no error because visibility is broadened, like from protected to public. It's not narrowing, right? So this is the difference, and this is the uh, key point where interviewer can make you confused and will ask you the questions over this. Okay, so you have to understand this one. Okay, so we were understanding single level, so this is called single level inheritance. Okay, the same thing I have done for the dog. Dog is also extending animal only. Okay, and same thing I have done in the dog class also. If I will run this, then output will be similar like of the cat class. Okay, see, name of animal is dog. In dog class overriding method, dog makes sound box, right? If I will remove this override one, then it will call the parent class one. See, dog makes sound box. Okay, it's clear now, single level inheritance. Okay, now let's do the PPT. So single level, and second is the multi-level, right? Multi-level means what? A is the superclass, B is extending A class. Okay, so B is the child for A, C is the child for B. That means A is the superclass, fine. B is the child class, fine. But B is the superclass or parent class for C. Okay, so this is called the multi-level inheritance. In the multi-level, this is done like from the grandfather to father to son. Okay, so let's understand with the example. See, I have created this animal class. Okay, so this is the super class. You can understand it like A. Okay, dog as B, and I have created one more class, German Shepherd. Okay, this is also a dog. Okay, a breed, the German dog. That, okay, so this is a breed. So I have created one more class. Okay, for the German Shepherd. So that is a dog, right? So this dog is extending dog class. Okay, so what happens? A is animal, B is dog, C is German Shepherd. Okay, A, B, C. So German Shepherd is extending dog class is extending animal class. Okay, now you can understand is whatever the property and methods have defined in the animal class will be accessible in the dog. Okay, and dog have defined own overridden and have given own implementations can be accessible in German Shepherd also. Okay, so German Shepherd can access the property from the animal and from the dog both. Okay, you cannot say like German Shepherd is child class for dog only. No, German Shepherd is grandson of the animal. Okay, so German Shepherd can access all the property of animal and the dog. Okay, so here I have created multi-level inheritance. Okay, public static void main German Shepherd object. Okay, so this is calling this German Shepherd super with super keyword I am calling constructor. Super is passing to this dog. Okay, here it is coming German Shepherd. Again super is passing to animal. Here we are defining the animal name as a German Shepherd. Okay, so you can understand the flow that how it is constructor chaining is happening. Okay, in main method I have created object. Now name of the animal is dog.get animal name and make sound box. Okay, now let me run this program. See, output is in dog class overriding method. Okay, name of animal is German Shepherd dog. In dog class overriding, it is not calling the animal class overriding because in dog class I have already overridden, right? If I will remove this one, then what will happen? Nothing. It will call the display behavior from the animal class. Okay, let's see. German Shepherd dog makes sound box, right? That means this is multi-level. Okay, okay, hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance means there will be one, super class, and there will be multiple child classes. Okay. So in this example, I covered the same by default because animal is the super class, cat and dog class is the subclasses. So one super class, one parent class, but there are multiple child. Okay, cat and dog. So that's why. So this way I covered both. Okay, the multiple inheritance. Okay, so this is the main thing. Multiple inheritance. This is mostly asked interview questions for freshers or up to 3 to 5 years experience. Always this is asked, like what is multiple inheritance, is it supported in Java, if it is not supported then why it is not supported. Okay, so I will explain in detail. See, multiple inheritance means there are two parent, okay, A and B, two parent and one child. Okay, so since Java is inspired from the real life, okay, so in real life also it's not like that, na. There are two parents and one child, right? So uh, in Java, it is also not supported. Why? Because of the ambiguity, because of the diamond problem. So what is diamond problem now? The Because of this diamond problem only, because of this ambiguity, this multiple inheritance is not supported. Okay, I will explain. Okay, so let's say I am, what I am going to do, this animal class. Okay, animal class is the super class. Fine. Let's say I am not extending the dog. Okay, let me back this. I am not extending this animal, I am removing this one. Now what will happen? There is no need to this super, because where is the parent constructor? So let me remove this one. Now let me remove this override. Okay, there is no get animal name. Okay, okay, now there is no error. Okay, so dog is also one class, animal is also one class. Okay, now I will say German Shepherd is extending dog class. Okay, so what will happen? Let me write, create one this method get animal name, create method get animal name, return dog only. So what will happen now? See, I have created one German Shepherd object. Okay, for the German Shepherd class. Now I am going to extend this animal. Okay, change the visibility of get animal name to protected. What is this? Okay, so I've created this private. Okay, so either since this is private, so again one example, private property, property or methods cannot be accessed outside of the class. I will have to give this protected or public. Let me give it public. Okay, okay, now there is no error, right? So dog dot get animal name, dog dot display behavior make sound box. Okay, let's, here I am extending dog class. Okay, let me add, since Java does not gives this facility, so there will be compile time error, but for now I will say animal. Okay, but before doing this, let me do one thing. So I am extending dog class, so German Shepherd is the child class and dog is the super class. Okay, or the parent class. What will the output of this program? Dog dot get animal name is the German Shepherd or dog, because I am forcefully I am returning dog only. Okay, so name of animal is dog, and in dog class overriding method only, because I have not given anything. There is just one line printed, right? In dog class overriding method. Okay, fine. Since there is one parent, now understand it like I am giving one more parent called animal. Since Java does not provide this feature, so you will get compile time errors, as like syntax error, but understand it like dog and animal. Now since Java allowing it, okay, so dog dot display behavior, okay, or get animal name. any method I am calling, okay, so which class methods will get called, the dog one or the animal one, okay. So this is called the demand problem, okay. So in interview it is asked like, if white multiple inheritance is not supported because of the diamond problem. In diamond problem it happens like, if there is a child class and extending more than one class, okay, and have defined the same method, display behavior in the dog class, get animal name in the dog class, okay, display behavior in the animal and the get animal name class methods in the animal class. So both class contain the same method and I am extending, okay, so there is two parents and calling this with object dog object dot get animal name, then Java will get confused like which class methods need to run. So to avoid this confusion, Java strictly said that multiple inheritance will not be supported. But there is a solution of this also. Okay, the solution of diamond problem is interface. We'll cover in another video. So solution of this multiple inheritance is using interface. Okay, so using interface we can achieve the multiple inheritance. In multiple in using interface also the same problem can arise, but there is a solution of that too. Okay, so but for now you can remember it like multiple inheritance is not supported in Java because of this ambiguity, method calling, because of the diamond problem. Okay, multiple inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. So hybrid inheritance is also not supported because hybrid is like one multiple inheritance, right? There is one superclass of B and C. Up to this is fine. This is called the hierarchical, right? Hierarchical inheritance. One superclass, multiple child class. One superclass, multiple child class. But multiple superclass and one child class is multiple inheritance. So this is not supported in Java. So obviously hybrid inheritance will be also not supported in Java. So I hope I am making you clear the type of inheritance. Single inheritance, one parent, one child. Multi-level, so that means A, B, C, one parent, child. Child is also parent, parent, child. Okay. Hierarchical, one parent, multiple child. And multiple and hybrid inheritance is not supported. I also told you the reason. Okay. Now, EJ relationship. See, EJ relationship is the inheritance is the example of EJ relationship. Why? We always say na, he is a son of father name, right? We say that. So in inheritance in Java, this is inheritance is the example of EJ relationship. Okay, the child class is a in this example dog is child class of cat is child class of animal class, right? So here it is a EJ relationship. Cat is a child of animal. Okay, so understand with the practicality. Cat is a child of animal. So that's why this is called EJ relationship. Okay, EJ, why it is just taken from the from the English word, you can say that to just define the relationship into the between the child and parent. So that's why EJ relationship. Okay, there is nothing else beyond this. Okay, EJ relationship only. So a scope of inheritance. What is a scope? Okay, of inheritance. See, you are extending one child, you are extending one parent class, right? And I told you that all the features that you are defining in the parent class is accessible in your child class also. Fine. I told you that the private property, the private, this animal name directly will not be accessible inside this cat class. If I will, let me try this. I have created the cat object, right? Cat dot animal name. I am not getting that suggestions. I am getting the get animal name because of the public nature. If I will make this public now, let me do this. Now I have no private, so now let me access this. See, I am getting the suggestions. I can use this. Okay, so it will work fine. But so here you can see that it works fine. Cat dot animal name I can give. I can directly without using the get animal name method, right? So since there is a private, so I was not able to access this one. So let's make this private. So I cannot now access this one, right? So remove this line. So a scope of any property defined in the parent class is that public property or the protected property can only be accessed, or the default one, according to the visibility access modifiers. So child class can directly access the property and method of superclass, that is fine. Child class can declare own property and method, that is also fine, right? You can create own property. Child class can override the implementations of parent class. Here I am doing, right, display behavior. Display behavior is already implemented in the animal class, and in cat class I am overriding this, so I can override. Child class can define same signature static method in child class. Okay, so if there will be any static method, that can also be overridden, okay, inside the child class. Final class cannot be inherited. Okay, so this is a point that interviewer will ask you. See, there are two things I will say you. First, with the private, I am defining any field as private, so in child class you cannot access, right? You cannot extend, you cannot inherit, right? If I will give any private method, let's say give this private, now again I will not be able to override, right? That means private cannot. So to restrict the inheritance for any particular property, you have to define private, okay? But if you want that a class that you are defining should not be inherited, then you have to define the final class. See, now there is an error. You cannot remove final modifiers of animals. You cannot inherit the final class in any child class. You cannot inherit. Okay, so you have to remember this point. Private properties cannot be inherited. Okay, so these are the questions I have listed over here, that is asked in the interview questions. What is inheritance? Types of inheritance? Why multiple inheritance is not supported? What is the diamond problem? Okay, how to restrict a class to be inherited? How to restrict a class to be final? Okay, how to restrict a method or property to be inherited as private? What is the method overriding? Okay, I told you that if you are extending any parent class, then you can override the method. So what is the narrowing return type? See, I had explained you in multi-level inheritance. One parent class A, B, C. A parent class, B child class, right? B is parent for the C child class. So in what we can give when we are defining any method, at that time if we are returning the any type, then we can give the same type or its subclasses. Okay, so that is the narrowing covariant return type, or the narrowing return type we say. Okay, which class is superclass? Which class is superclass of all class? Okay, I told you the object class, right? Constructor in inheritance, I told you that the you can define constructor, but you have to satisfy and the constructors calling in your child class also by using the super keyword we call the parent class constructor. Okay, so these are the questions that is asked in the interview. So I hope I am able to make clear the concept of inheritance and overriding. I think it will be useful for you in your interview. And if you have any doubt regarding inheritance, then please comment in comment box. I will try to answer your questions. Thank you.